So what we have here is Alex is recreating a video that Rob actually did with Akuzawa Sensei a number of years ago, where he was showing more or less how he applies punching to using a staff. So what you're going to see here in this video is Alex basically trying to punch with that staff. He's doing almost like a ski motion, so like a thrusting motion, and I more or less go flying. So let's just watch it here real quick. Let's see what my body looks like, and then I'll kind of talk about maybe what I felt and maybe what Alex was actually doing with his body. He's going to do a couple of these here, actually. All right, so that's kind of the video there. I think actually the second one, you'll see, actually the second and third one, you'll see my leg kind of pop up into the air. And that popping up is not because I'm like jumping up or leaning backwards. You know, when Alex is getting underneath me and lifting me up, my leg is popping up and backwards because I'm going up, like the force is going into my shoulder and lifting me up and backwards in that direction. Kind of what I felt there. I didn't really feel Alex going down and underneath and up. It was just really going entirely through me. Like I couldn't push back against anything there at all. It just went entirely through my body with zero resistance at all and just sent me flying. If I could actually find the video, you can see there's another angle of this video where you see me from the front and you basically just see me flying backwards from it. But it's not like anything got stuck. There's zero resistance at all there. There's no force on force type motion. It's just straight through like a steamroller. And it's just so much energy going through me that I cannot resist against it. And I just go flying and entirely lose my balance. So for Alex, how did you actually create that within your body?
So, you know, we mentioned that this was a kind of a punch, but I'm sure no one will believe me if I say this. I wasn't actually punching in that exercise. In that thrust I was showing. All the forces actually, what's happening is, especially you can kind of see me kind of look up and trying to do the chin tuck in. I was just making that a little bit obvious for folks. There was a previous explanation before this, you know, maintaining that center line. That chin tuck in and keeping your head back is really, really important for this. And what's happening is that because my center line is aligned with all of my kind of mass, they're all going straight down, very straight, right? So my mass is very concentrated in a very tight spot, which you know, we like to call the center line and the precarious balance point. And while that's happening, you know, so most people think I'm only going straight down, right? Well, that straight down motion, or the gravity pulling me down, is what causes me to anchor myself to the floor, basically. And this allows me to, I wouldn't say thrust or punch. That's not what's happening. What I'm doing is I'm just extending my arm out, okay? And I'm extending this out in a manner where the force, and obviously Hunter's resisting me, right? So during that resistance, I feel the resistance in my hand. But what I tried to do is not fight this resistance, but you need to send that to the center line. And once it reaches the center line, it goes down with my current alignment.
So for the guys that do Aunkai, it's basically push out. Simplified.
Yes, very, very simplified. And this is great that Hunter's bringing up Sensei's video. If you want to run it real quick, they're very similar looking. in the mechanics.
I mean, one obvious difference is that in that video, Sensei let go of the staff, you know, and Rob kept on holding on to it. Oh,
He
whoops,
makes me hold it.
Whereas Alex held on to the staff in that particular one. I still went flying. I think what's actually kind of funny to see in that video, it was Rob's head getting rocked back by it, like he did in fact get punched in the head. I wouldn't say in Alex's my interaction that I actually experienced it. Like, I don't think my head got rocked back so much in that. It could be just the way that Sensei's doing the strike versus how Alex did it, but you know, it still is very similar to how you do a punch. So again, you can see he's doing pretty much a punch there. Rob's obviously getting rocked back a little bit there. You can see the same thing, how his front leg lifts up high up into the air, just like how mine was with Alex. You know, I know, Rob, it's been a couple of years, but do you remember more or less what you felt when he did that to you?
Yeah, because I remember when I did this. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, that first one where like he does it, but I don't react because I did try something on him because this was an informal shoot, so I just tried it the first time. The second one, I was a little bit more passive, but what you see is genuine, you know. It was, yeah, it just lifted me off my feet basically, and then the head snap back wasn't too bad.
But look at your expression there too.
Yeah. It was just like, whoa. Yeah.
I don't know if that's surprise or if that's
no, it was surprise because he kept the amount of force ratcheted down, and probably because I resisted a little bit. And when I say resist, I don't mean like muscular resistance. I was just like absorbing it a little bit, just a little bit. Like he put in a little more juice, and so that third time I wanted him to get it clean, so then he had a little bit more in there, and that really like sent me flying. So
when Alex did it to me, this was actually the first time that I had asked Alex to do that. You know, I've been struck by Alex plenty of times in the past, but this was the first time I had him actually try and recreate this demo, and I think it actually worked pretty well. You know, you get the same exact effect that Sensei had there. I don't think I quite had the same facial expression that Rob had, but you know, you still have the same effect though, in terms of being launched through the air like that. And you know, I think in both Rob's and my position there, we're not jumping away. That's not us like leaning back and trying to jump ourselves from that. I mean, when you see your leg get raised up like that, that's a pretty clear indicator that you are not faking that sort of thing. It's just going right through you and, you know, flying you backwards.